you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
May Ahezaah's peace and other blessings be with in and about your presence.
Ahezaah's peace and
Yes,
blessings
sir.
be with about your presence as well.
I'm still fired up from last show. You know, Ahezaah so gracious with again. Spending time with you, talking like this, may help the people out there in TV land, those watching this program, get a better feel of you. Because thus far, for you getting this message out, conveying Ahezaah's message today. So far, we've been knocking on so many doors,
yeah.
you know, trying to get this message heard. But as you told us all the time, when Ahezaah's time ready for it to be heard, it's going to be heard.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe you can speak a little bit about that.
You know, it just is. I'm not so much surprised. It's just that you mentioned something I was thinking about this morning.
Okay.
Where when the time for a thing comes to be, it don't matter what it is. When its time has come, that's the most powerful moment for a thing, and there's nothing can stop it. You know.
Right.
Except the creator that created it to be. And if the creator that created it to be put a stop on it, then it has had its time, even if it was in just a very short moment. But that was its time. A feather flying off a roof. It's time for that feather. Nothing can stop it.
Yeah.
A light feather, and it come and hit the ground. We may ignore it, but it was time for that feather to fall. Something very small. We might, when we think about the Lord Most High, a lot of times we start looking up into the stars, the sun, the planets, and start, oh, God's up there. Well, God's here. Or Ahezaah is here. You see, we don't like to use the terminology of God because we know anything could be a God, but it can only be one supreme existence, which calls itself by many names.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, I enjoy myself. I enjoy my company with you and other believers because it's nice to have someone who can reflect back to you the various things that you did forth and reflect it back with an understanding and with reasoning, you know, that you could deal with.
Okay.
You know? No man really wants to be alone.
Right.
You know, when I speak forth my message, the message that Ahezaah give to me, I don't want to be a lonely man for it. I want somebody to say, I bear witness to the Lord Most High as well. And I bear witness by the signs that it is showing us.
Yes.
The signs that is manifesting and letting us know that it's with you, and that it's with these words, these books that you've been giving us, and it's with what's been written in Revelation and what's been written in the Holy Quran, what's been written in Isaiah and all the other books that seems to be revolving, coming back. You understand?
Yes.
You know, it just makes so much sense to me to be able to at times be able to have somebody who could reflect, because it's growth, you know, and I'm about giving the people for them to grow, not taking, but giving. You know yourself that I'm not about trying to take nothing from me. I'm always giving.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because people, like myself, for instance, when I first met you and you came with Ahezaah's words, you know, and the thing you put to me was, just don't take what I'm saying. Go experience. Try the Lord on His word.
Right.
And many people today, they hear ministers preaching, so forth and so on, and then they shut the book up. Your thing to me and those in the community that are aware or around, you said, no, don't just take it at the face value.
Right.
These things can be truly experienced, the thing that you speak about, coming to enlightenment. These things had a person with Allaah can be had.
Right.
It ain't just a thing in a book. And that's what you always told us to go out on the journey.
Right.
You know, leave your place and go out to investigate. Because Ahezaah said to give you signs in the horizon in yourself that you know that is your Lord.
Right.
Now, in order to really believe that, you sent us out there on the journey. And I thank Ahezaah much for gracing us with that information, because prior to that, me sitting in them other places of worship, no one really pointed me to go out.
Well, they make you think that you can get it out of the book.
Yeah.
They don't let you know that you are a book yourself, and the limitations that you have within yourself are the limits of that book.
Right.
And if you are one who is blessed to be great in reasoning, understanding, and from your knowledge, your information, then that book becomes as great as you.
Yes.
You know, that's why it seems like the Quran always grows.
Yes.
The holy books always grow.
Yes.
You go back and totally say, oh man, I ain't read this before. Wait a minute, I read this book 20 times and I didn't see. Right, because as your understanding grows, the living word grows. It grows with you. The living word has a life of itself, breathes right with you. It expands and contracts. Just as long as you're growing, then you will never outgrow it. Because it's eternal and it's infinite, and wisdom.
Yes, yes it is. And looking at that, when you share with these words from Ahezaah, and the thing that you impress upon us is above all, get the understanding. Maybe you can share with people what true understanding really is, and not what they think they of their own mind think understanding is.
My Lord has taught me that we should not seek understanding of our own mind.
Yes.
In religion, you said, you look for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. First of all, I've been blessed to know that wisdom is divine guidance.
Yes.
That's all it is. Wisdom is nothing else.
Yes.
It is only divine guidance.
Yes.
I've learned that knowledge is experience. It's not so much written information. It's experience. Now you can have experience from written information, experience in your imagination, in your mind, your insight. But you can read something and it take you somewhere in your thoughts. That's an experience.
Right. Okay.
You understand? And in understanding, what we need in understanding is what the Lord wants us to understand, what the Lord wants us to settle ourselves in.
Okay. Right.
In submission to it. That's where it wants us to be at in understanding. So we need the Lord's knowledge.
Yes.
The experiences that the Lord gives, the holy and divine, universal experiences that it gives us and protects us in and guides us in and enlightens us in, open our minds up in. And we need its information.
Yes.
So that we have a record of what, it's said to us, because man is prone to forget.
Yes.
And misconstrue information, turn it around, change it around. That's why you got people reading the hadiths and different Christian books and stuff that somebody wrote that they appreciate, and they place those books equal with the other books.
Yeah.
Even the translations, how many people know that the translations of the holy books are other books? You feel me?
No, you're right.
When you're reading the translation of the Holy Quran and you look in that book, that's two books.
Yes.
It's a book written in an authentic language, then it's a book written in somebody else's language. Because the translation of the Quran comes in Spanish and French and Chinese and Japanese and English and every language. So how many books is it that's been written off that books, and how many people have been truthful in their translations?
Now that's something.
Yeah.
Looked at.
Yeah, because I've lived a lifetime without knowing that the Holy Quran was not perfectly translated.
Yeah.
All they talked about when I was growing up in Islam was that this book has been protected.
Yeah.
And they had me thinking that it's protected even in this translation. And when Ahezaah came and started, revealing things to me, and I was taken off, I was concerned. My first years of enlightenment since 1979, I was really concerned about the things I had to say, because Ahezaah was telling me things that I had never heard before.
Pretty much like you do us now.
And it shakes you up, right? Yeah. But you don't have to go out and say it.
No.
I had to come out and say things to people that I did not see written.
Right.
Just like you take a simple thing in the Quran where it says, that is the book. In it, there's no doubt. And every time you look at it, you see, this is the book. In it, there is no doubt. And so I was raised up believing this is the book, the Quran. This is the book. But when my Lord said, no, son, that is the book, and I'm talking about the book that came before it and the book in heaven. The supreme book and the books that's written off the supreme book. We was telling the Jews, the Hebrews, that what Moses brought, that is the book. what Jesus, the prophets around his time brought up the Gospels, the truth of it, like Revelations and things of those natures. That is the book.
Yes.
That what you got, what you had from before this, that is the book. In it, there is no doubt. You see, but people put doubt in it. Now,
yes.
What did that do for me? Once Allah said that is the book, said, okay, we're talking about another book. That reinforced me with the Quran being the criterion, meaning the judgment between the balance between what's right and wrong. Right. And it made sense about what Allah said about that which is to come before you and that which is to come behind you. See, because that is the discriminator. Right. It's the thing that's pointing out the things.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah. So when I found out that was a bad translation, I said, okay, somebody made a mistake. You know?
Right.
But my Lord said, no, look at this, and took me to this other major chapter 112, I believe.
On the Quran, right.
The
unity.
And say he is Allah, the one. And Allah said, no, say you, and Allah is one.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa, do they know that whoa, Lord, they turned, okay, they saying the word you is he. And Allah said, no. They know that he represented essence. They know that he represented the Lord who revealed itself when it revealed itself to Moses.
Yes.
And it said, I am that which I am.
Yes.
And Moses heard it speaking from this fiery bush, a bush that wasn't burning up, but he seen the fire all over it. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, essence, oh, eternal essence and guide. And awe of the Lord, knowing that it was there. And they took that phrase and said, Yahuwah, Jehovah,
right.
Yahweh,
right.
YHWH.
Right.
You see, Moses, from what my Lord told me, Moses was angry with his people was wrong. He talked to his people just like I talked to you and say, look, the Lord said you don't deserve to even call his name.
Boom.
So Moses put that down, and then they stopped calling his name because they didn't deserve to call his name because they was worshiping a golden calf and doing all these different things for 40 years after Moses had, the Lord Elohim had taken them out of bondage, right? And now here it is, 3,000 years, 3,600 years today, they still don't want to call his name. When Jesus came and renewed that agreement and said you can recognize Ahezaah, you can recognize Allaah Elohim, Hu, and Elah, Elahu, 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 Allah, which Jesus was calling him Allah. Yeah. I think, what's that guy named? The actor who did the Passion of Christ,
Mel Gibson.
They was angry with him because he put the name Allah in the writing.
Yes, he did.
To let them know this man from Australia or whatever.
He's from Australia, right?
They didn't have the kind of binds on him that they have on the people here. You know, our people, they see something, they say, oh man, I see that. I understand it because the government is greater than Allah. Mm-hmm. Now they don't say that verbally, but they act that out.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to die. You say you believe in heaven? Why are you afraid to die? Why are you afraid to speak the truth? You understand? But, you know, that's man.
I think many times, you know, people at large, when they hear you, many times they become afraid.
Yeah, because I talk too real. I act like Allah's right here with me. Yeah. And I talk like, you know, like I talk to Allah. You know, and I say things like, yeah, well, Allah said to me, and so forth and so on. So they think that, you know, the man is crazy and lightning bolts going to come out of the sky and bust him down, or some horrible thing is going to happen because he keeps saying, Allah said, and I'm the only crazy man say that. Well, I understand that because how many prophets come in a lifetime? See, I just happen to be real.
Right.
You know, and it's not, I mean, the last one that was like me, from what my Lord said, was about, how long ago was he not here? Hermes Trismegistus. Yeah, it's been a long time, right? Yeah, my Lord said that, and it's proven that it's given me, from what it's given me in the covenant, what it's shown me that there wasn't one like me since him. So, you know, how many times? You know, people want to raise, you know, certain prophets up over other prophets, but a prophet is only as large as his job.
Okay.
And in reality, the prophet actually is just a pen, an instrument. So really, you know, men judge him as being as large as his job, but all of us are equal to one another in being totally dependent upon Allah.
Right.
In my dependence upon Allah, I am as great as an angel.
Okay.
In my dependence, I'm as great as the whole universe.
Your dependence.
In my dependence.
Right. See, people.
See, there's nothing more dependent upon Allah than me. There's nothing more dependent on Allah than me. I am as dependent as anything, so I can stand with the angels and say, I'm just as dependent upon Allah as you.
True indeed.
But I hope that makes sense to people.
That's what makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Damn, you know. But it's like it's something because what it do to you, what you say here is such a this level. Excuse me, you know, but it's on a plain level. You know. I need to bring in this word and it's making sense. Now those who are listening in, I hope it's making sense to you because it's not making a mistake what's being said, what's being put forth to you. Yeah. It's bringing him here so you can hear him for yourself. Giving words of tangible, elementary, but sound words, things that make sense. That's the thing that the beauty of this message I used to bring forth to this man, that it makes sense. I don't got to go way out trying to really to the stars like he was saying before, and trying to get so heavy. No. When it come in, the message come in sweet. And then I used to break it down for me and understand and say, wow, I didn't have to go out there to boom. And it's the roof. Okay. Of Ahezaah, the roof. For those who don't know. The sympathy, the mercy, the compassion, the ruthfulness that Ahezaah holds the word for you. Because Ahezaah's words are too heavy for any creature to hold. Yes. But people don't understand that. Because Ahezaah's words are living words. Yes. And if it let its living words down on you, you have to live them. You have to be in harmony with them. Right. Those words will attack you and devour you. The word of Christ. Crusher. The crusher. Ooh, man. It's a devouring word. But people want to play with that. You know what I'm saying? They want to play with that. But you know, it's been, you know, my Lord has told me, just like I was telling a lot of people from the community, that I'm not here to get religious people. Yes. See, all the false prophets want to get the religious people. They want to add to what they already have. You know? And the religious people today, they so comfortable. Don't mess with me. I have my Lord. I'm saved in Jesus Christ. And then they gave Jesus another name, Jesus Christ. That ain't his name. Right. One his name. But I'm saved in my Lord, and I don't need nothing else. You need understanding. You need the new agreement. You need the new word. You need to know what's relevant for the day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go to the store, just like you go to a restaurant, right? You want to go and get something to eat, right? You're hungry as could be, right? But you go in there with a menu that was last year's menu. Right. They don't even sell what is on that menu no more. You sitting up there demanding to get fed. You got to stick with Ahezaah's agreement. When the Muslims came, when Muhammad came, and the people that descended Muhammad, and the Jews, when they try to separate the Quran from the Torah, and they try to separate Allah from you, when they try to separate, they did one of the greatest evils they could do. But they don't realize it. And they wonder how come they suffering. And the people of Islam have always thought, just like the people of the Hebrews and Jews have always thought, that they would always be the chosen people. Yes. That they would always be saved. But their day has come. That's why I'm here. I don't care how many famous people, how many people the government support and giving them money and giving them time in the medium and what have you in the media to say that they're great. I could be the smallest an ant. If I got Ahezaah's word as I have Allah's new covenant, all I'm doing is waiting. Why I'm not trying to go out there and fight with them Muslims and Christians and Jews? Because they feel like they said it. You can't tell them nothing. If I come to your house and I try to take from your table and feed you from your table,
you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. Man, what this guy trying to feed me my own food?
Right.
Huh? Brothers come running. Let me talk to him. I want to give him some dawah.
Right.
You want to give me some dawah? What? You can't. The thing about it is they can't say anything I haven't heard.
Right.
They can't say anything. Muslim, Jews, Christians, none of them. They can't. Hindus, Buddhists, they can't say anything I haven't heard. But I can say a lot of things they have not heard.
True indeed. True indeed.
You see? Now, if they want to try me, come on. But we have the word. We have the new covenant, and I stand firm on that.
You can feel proud that we still in this program because Ahezaah, as you're speaking here, going back to what Ahezaah said in the Bible concerning about Jesus, when he was telling the people his time, you can't put old wine in old bag, you gotta put it in a new bag. This is a new message.
See, that's why I like you.
It's a new day, new time.
I like
this is the new message. And Ahezaah being for this message to you today, it's gonna be putting something new, like that menu you talked about. What's on the menu this year is not on the menu last year. This is the word for the day. Yeah. This is the time of the hour that he spoke about. You giving them forth, breaking the seals, and you speak about in Revelation, is something that people still want to eat off that old menu. You know, this is the day, this is the grace. And people don't want to believe in the grace of the day. It's something that you bring that. But if you go on and give your word, he's doing it because this is for you, people. I want you to understand, this is for you. Him being here is a sign of sacrifice for you. Now, you may not believe that. But I've been witness to what he's shown me, that the grace, the saving grace that it brings forth, him being a sign of this true Savior. That you point to like say Jesus was the Savior, but no, Jesus is only a sign of that one. Which you translate, he said to Jesus, the Christ. He's a sign of what the Christ is manifesting now and this wrath being put down today. Okay. And for you to look at for yourself with the signs of the time, look at the moon that he spoke about before, the earthquakes, the hurricanes, all these other things.
And you can't trust the people that has failed.
No, you can't.
The people of religion has failed. You can't trust them. You can't trust the people in the media. They governed by the jinn. Right. They governed by the rulers who don't want you to mix church and state. They want to make like church and state supposed to be separate. How you going to separate the Lord's word, the covenant of the Lord, and say, okay, I'm going to live in the light of the Lord on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday or Saturday, and on the other days, I'm going to be in the state. Come on. The legal laws has never been equal to the holy laws.
Right.
And they know that. But the devil, who sits in their high seats, they imitate. They try to kill the true prophets, kill the true messengers, and then they try to imitate them. And that's why you've had Catholicism where governments have not ruled them. They've ruled under a different law because they imitate. And they know what the holy laws is. They know that holy law is greater than legal law. They know that. But they have to, because they are Antichrist. They're the institution of Antichrist. Right. They have to stand for because they have to answer to some devil that's greater than them. Some of the gens that you and me may not ever come to know. So they have to answer to them and they have to keep things in that way. You know, but these religious people, man, they are gone. We can't trust them.
Oh yeah.
You know, they can stand up, they can hear me speaking, they hear me as clear as day and what I'm saying. And like I say, you know, you a blessing. You know, I like to talk to you because I see that you take the word and you go with it yourself and you put your own mind in it, your own heart in it. You try to come up with your own realization. You ain't trying to walk around here being some kind of robot, you know. Oh, well, the holy apostles say, well, no, what about you say? I don't never have to say that about you because you listen to me and you say, okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to check this out. Or I'm going to go and pray on this and I'm going to get this. But the thing I like about you is that you bring things to me that I don't know about. People don't realize that the message prophet of Allah has been empty.
No, they don't. They don't realize that.
See, I have been empty. Just like when Jesus went and he came into the light of Christ, the light of the Christ, the Lord emptied him out. They talk about where was Jesus at for those 3 years, missing years. He was being trained. He was being grown. He was being nourished. He was being emptied out and refilled and filled up. And see, I was emptied of all my knowledge, all my information, and I become of no mind, as the Sufi, the mystics say. And as Ahezaah give to me, I can't even hold on to it. You understand? So sometimes when you come and you say things and I smile because you just translate what I've said. And you bring forth things that I'm not even allowed to go and study at times. I can't go on for what? Where I'm trying to get to. I'm already there. I'm trying to get somebody else here. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate you and some other brothers and sisters who have stood with me, who reflect their understanding of certain things that I've been given. It's really a pleasure.
My Lord is most gracious. Like I said, me sitting here is a privilege and an honor for me to be graced with your presence, to be near you. At the same time, Ahezaah, something has happened, you know, within the Greater Newark area for the past couple of years. Now, you, first one I know anyway, publicly spoke through sermons, dissertations on spirituality. Now I'm hearing through, you know, grapevine, so forth. Now they're trying to teach spirituality in certain places.
Yeah, they're trying to teach mysticism
against what you did.
Yeah, well, that's the devil for you. Just like with the burial situation, you know, they want to come and they want to say that we do things wrong, but yet still they turn around, then they start following behind us. They know what I'm saying is true, but they scared. They're afraid that their companions, their leaders, is going to turn on them, because if you got 1 million people that's going this way, and you got 10 people going the other way, and we saying this is the right way, and you got all kind of vicious leaders that will snuff them out, and they know it, and they're afraid of them, and they become more afraid of them than they do Ahezaah. They set them up with the Lord Most High and don't realize that they set up a Lord with the Lord. You understand? Because if you recognize I'm speaking the truth, how can you turn away? I don't care what denomination, what school of thought, what so-called religious path you on. How could you deny the truth and say that you're really about truth? Right. But that's what they do. Right. So, but they'll turn around and you know yourself, they start speaking the language that we speak. They start bringing forth that understanding. But I don't get angry with them. Right. My concern is that you have certain leaders that we know that have done that as well. Oh yeah. But my concern is that I don't want to give them fuel to take the people further out, because Ahezaah's word is all powerful. Allah's word is all powerful. And when I give them these words, they try to take it and act like they have came up with it, and then take it to their people. Right. And when their people hear me say it, then they turn and say, oh, well, you know, Imam so-and-so said that, or Minister so-and-so said that. And then they want to further take them out and believe that they are the ones. Like a brother who said that he know the messenger is here, he know the messenger of the covenant is here, but he's afraid of it. Yeah. But yet still, when we go see him, try to see him, you know, he won't see it. But he proved one thing true. He is afraid of me. Yeah. You know, he's afraid of me, and he refuses to let his people, you know, congregate with us or come to get this word. But they're going to suffer. They're going to be like the Pied Piper leading people to slaughter, man. All the people going to be taken down. And, you know, it shook me up when my Lord told me that the African American has lost his grace. Yeah. And soon after it told us that, what happened? We got the New Orleans, Mississippi, Texas thing. And I'm like, oh, man. Here we go. You know, the Lord's word is real. You know, and you know yourself. I really don't hate it. Yes, I do. I just like it. I got concerns. I don't like going out with these different prophecies, then different things. But I have to say these things, and even if people get upset about it, then when it comes to, they can't blame me. I ain't putting no super jinx on things. I can only say what the Lord tell me to say, and when the Lord bring these things about, a few people might turn and say, you know, he said that I got to get with this guy. You know, but most of the people, like, their ego, their devil is so great, they can't give it up. Yeah, Ahezaah something, because, like I said before, Ahezaah said they don't hate you, they hate the message that you bring. Right. You know, but like I said, we want to thank you for being a president of the Holy-Apostle. Thank you. And I can't thank you enough for people hearing Ahezaah's message through you. You know, those, like I said again, you be tuning into an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm. You want to send any questions or comments, send it to A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. That is A.H.A.D Incorporated. This has been an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm. I know Holy-Apostle Deen turn a lot of turmoil in you, what you hear today. You want to turn it off, but you can't turn it off. I want to come back. You know? I want to do it on a regular basis, because nobody won't come to my house. They won't come to our house. They won't come to your house, so I got to come this way. That's it. You know, and try to reach some people to help them be saved. That's it, because that's why he's having here for. You know, they don't want to come to this house. I usually bring them to your house. I'm loved and I'm hated. Like everybody else. This has been an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm. God, his peace and blessing be with you. Yes, sir. I can't say no, man. His peace and the blessing be with them. About your presence.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?